Welcome to Lemoore City Council Chambers located at 429 C Street. This is the November 4th meeting. Please silence all electronic devices as a courtesy to those in attendance. Thank you. If you could please stand for the the invocation given by Kimberly Nelson of Lifeway Church and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilmember Lyons.
Father God, we come before you, Lord, and we thank you, Father God, for this opportunity to come together as a community. We invite you into this meeting, Lord. We ask for your guidance. We ask that your will be done in our city, in our state, and in our country. I pray blessings, Lord, over our community, over our leaders, over its people. In Jesus' name, amen.
Ready? Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Councilmember Brewster.
Here.
Councilmember Lyons.
Present.
Councilmember Cruz.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Gornick.
Here.
And Mayor Matthews.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Agenda approval, additions, and/or deletion.
I have one change I'd like to make if that's okay, and pull item 4-7, and I'll need to make some corrections and bring it back to the next meeting.
That's it? Okay. We'll go ahead and move on to ceremonial presentations. We have item 1-1, recognition of former Planning Commissioner Ron Mead. I'd like to read a few words briefly, and then we'll present a plaque if you don't mind. Tonight we honor the memory and remarkable service of Dr. Ron Mead, a man whose leadership, generosity, and dedication left a lasting impact on the city of Lemoore. Dr. Mead served on the Lemoore Planning Commission since 2008, offering over 17 years of thoughtful guidance and steady leadership. His insight and professionalism helped shape the growth and future of our community in meaningful ways. In addition to his service with the city, Dr. Mead was deeply involved in our broader community. He served as a superintendent for the Lemoore Union Elementary School District, where his passion for education and youth development made a difference in countless lives. He also devoted his time and energy to the Lemoore Rotary Club and the Lemoore Chamber of Commerce Board, always striving to strengthen the community he loved. Dr. Mead held a doctorate in organizational management, but beyond his impressive credentials, he was known for his integrity, kindness, and commitment to service. On behalf of the city of Lemoore, we extend our deepest gratitude and respect for his many years of leadership and dedication. His legacy will live on in the city he helped build and in the lives of those he served so faithfully. In loving memory of Dr. Ron Mead, we thank you for your unwavering service to the city of Lemoore. We have a plaque to present to you, and it says, in loving memory of Ron Mead, 2008 to 2025, in grateful recognition of the dedicated service on the City of Lemoore Planning Commission. With gratitude and respect for your dedicated service, leadership, and vision, your commitment helped shape the growth and future of our community. Your legacy will live on in the city you serve so faithfully, City of Lemoore. If you'd like to come up, well, would you like to say something first? I know I put you on the spot, sorry.
I won't say much because I won't last very long. I thank you for honoring Ron. You were right. He loved the city. He felt like he came home, and this was his home. He came to California as a teenager, leaving a very small town called Franklin in Nebraska. And so when he told me he was coming to Lemoore, I thought, okay. And we drove in the backside of Lemoore, and I saw the brick buildings and the houses, and I said, oh, he just came home. And that's what he did. He loved Lemoore.
Lemoore loved him. Yeah, well,
Please don't tell my wife that I forgot my camera. There we go.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Sorry, Christy.
I'm not gonna say much either. I just wanted to present Carlin, a little something. The city retired its black. And when I had 2008 to 2025 put on it, and when I took it in, she said, oh, this is one of the good ones. So that's how long he's had it. So he'll be missed. He is missed.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Council, Charlotte, my fellow Rotarians. Mike Cry, sorry. I have known Ron throughout my Rotary career, and it was the Mead family where I really learned the power of Rotary and the impact that it makes. Ron taught me about the Rotary Foundation and that Rotary is foundational in its commitment and service to our community at home and abroad. I don't think I have much words that can be spoken better than another fellow Rotarian, Reverend Dave Dack, where he truly remarked that Ron was a servant leader. On behalf of the Rotary Club of Lemoore, and from me and my soul, I want to express my deep love and appreciation and trust for Ron Mead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Would anyone else like to speak?
I would,
Sure.
if you don't mind. I want to just tell a brief story about Ron and I. We both kind of were in the education business. I was with West Hills College, and he was with the elementary school district. And as you know, we occupied the site at Cinnamon for a long time, and then we were fortunate to have the support of the citizens here to move to our new campus. Also donated by the Peterson family, where we currently exist right now at Lemoore College. Well, that left the location at Cinnamon vacant. So one day I got a phone call from Ron, and he said, hey, before you go to work, why don't you stop in for a cup of coffee? I said, okay. So I did it, rolled in there, and I was not aware of the intricacies of the law about how property has to be exchanged. And he asked me, he said, what are you going to do for it? And I said, well, I hope to make a whole bunch of money and sell it to some developer. And he said, well, before you do that, he said, why don't you think about hosting it so that other nonprofits or school districts or municipalities can purchase it for a fair price. He said, that's the law in California. I said, that's a reasonable law. I said, that'd be great. So that's how we proceeded. And to our good fortune, nobody wanted to bid on it except Lemoore. And that's how we got that beautiful Freedom Elementary School there. And a really good example of Ron looking out for Lemoore and what's in the best interest of Lemoore. And being in the same business, I couldn't turn that offer down at all. So gonna miss him. Yes. That's true. Yeah. The Lemoore campus. Yeah. That was another kind of an idea of Ron's when the idea of charter schools came to California. We had an abundance of space out there on 100 acres. And Ron, like most elementary schools, were crowded and neighborhoods were around him, and what are they going to do? So he had this idea of this charter elementary school. And I thought it was a great idea because we were also talking to the high school about a charter high school at the same time. And those two entities, both the charter school and the high school, have flourished. And the elementary school has a permanent facility out there. They're great neighbors. And I just tell you one quick little story that Ron and I got a big chuckle out of. We were out, he was out there one day when we were watching it. We were standing where the current student center is right now. And it was about this time of year, maybe a little earlier because it's a little warmer. And we saw these two guys, little kids, just running across the field from the elementary school to the back of the student union. And in the back of the student union is where we had Pepsi machines. Okay. And these guys loaded up the machines and they put those cans in their shirts and in their pockets and start running back to the campus. And Ron said, he said, this reminds me of young guys that's how they learned how to do a good beer run. We always talked and chuckled about that, but one thing you learn in school is to adapt. So we're going to miss him. He was a great he made great contributions to the city in many ways.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. We'll go ahead and go to study session, item 2-1, work-based learning at learning and college update, sorry.
Thank you. So we have Grant here from Lemoore College who is going to provide an update. So I'm sure he can come up here to the podium and introduce himself and share information about the college.
Wonderful. Well, I'll invite my colleague Grace to come up too, because I'll have her take over some of this. And for those of you I haven't had a chance to meet, my name is Dr. Grant Ermis. I'm the Dean of Career and Technical Education at Lemoore College. And it's probably befitting that we're here tonight just to celebrate community members and what Lemoore College really stands for. So I'm glad to be here for something that I didn't know was going to be happening. So really, as we think about this, and I know Dr. Gornick knows the story, but we changed our name to Lemoore College because we wanted to make sure that we represented the community a little bit more and we had a unique identity and we could kind of build out the brand a little bit more as Lemoore College. And so coming here this evening, Marissa, thank you very much for being able to get us some time on the agenda. We just wanted to reach out and let you know where we're at and what we're doing, where we're planning on going. We'll get to the work-based learning component here in a moment, but for starters, right now, what used to be the Lemoore Center of the West Hills College Coalinga is now almost double the size of Coalinga College. And so growing pretty rapidly, that looks like about 7,700 unduplicated students and about 3,700 full-time equivalent students. And so that's in a host of majors for transfer and in career and technical education, which is my specific area. And what I'm happy to announce is that we just hit the 50% mark of students who are enrolled in at least one career and technical education major at Lemoore College. And why that's important is because we're focusing our efforts on students' abilities to come into certificate programs, which are short-term, usually one-year programs that can get them some skills to either upskill or get them immediately into the workforce if college isn't in their immediate future. And so we're happy to be hosting these students and working with some amazing faculty, both full-time and adjuncts to offer these programs for our students. And so with that comes a little bit of a challenge for us. Being a rural college in a relatively rural county, we struggle finding employer engagement opportunities. And really that's because all of us, whether we're in the education space or we're in the business space, we struggle with the capacity. to divide our attention and to spread our time outside of what we know on a daily basis. And so I'm going to turn it over to Grace here in a second to talk about what we're trying to do on campus to engage more with the employer base and the business community in and around Lemoore. But I'll turn it over to her and then come back there in a second.
Hello, everyone. My name is Grace Flores, and I am the Director of Continuing Education and Workforce Development at Lemoore College. So I've been there for a little bit over a year now, and not only am I heading and in charge of our GED program and our ESL program, which have flourished and grown tremendously in the past year. I'm also moving into the workspace of our, like Grant said, our CTE. We're at that 50% with our students, and it's my job to really help connect our business and educational institutions and anybody who is willing to look at our CTE students for internship opportunities. And that's really not just an internship like what we see in a normal internship, paid internship. It's a little different. It's more of this job shadowing, giving some more of an experience to see what the field really is like. Because unfortunately, these new students at our community college are a lot of our COVID era students. So let's take a minute to think about COVID era students. They did not have a lot of opportunities to network, to talk, to socialize, to get those soft skills from being in person every single day. And one of the biggest barriers these students are going to be facing is they don't have the experience to fall back on when they're starting to apply for these positions. These are our local kids, right? This is our community. If we need to invest in them so that they can then flourish and hopefully stay within our community and start contributing back to this community. So that's where we come in. Currently, we have over 50 students looking for internships, and that might be as in computer information. It might be in the culinary. It might be in industrial tech. It might be in the business. So we have different fields, different areas, and we are really looking at connecting with those business organizations, educational institutions that are willing to take on these students and invest a little bit of time to give them that job shadowing work experience so that they can have this on their resume and ready to go. A lot of our CTE programs have this as a requirement, and we want to be able to give them the opportunity to find those placements. So please communicate with us, contact with us, help us fill that void that we currently have right now for our students. I'll pass it back on to them.
Thank you, Grace. And I know I would be remiss if I didn't communicate one objective on behalf of our president. He wants to make sure that he invites everybody in the room here to two main events that are coming up. First is Dia de los Muertos on Thursday, the 6th from, I believe, 6 to 9 p.m. And the second one, we're really proud to be opening up our Visual Arts and Applied Sciences building on campus, another new building that will host our health career programs, business and computer information systems programs, among our visual arts programs. And so that grand opening or the ribbon cutting will be on December 4th from 11:30 to 1 p.m. with a very light program and some refreshments with the opportunity really to tour the facility. And we invite literally everybody in the audience and the council members as well, just to see this new addition to the community. And I kind of want to end on that note. I'm from the little town of Modesto, just up the road. And coming to Lemoore has been a refreshing respite from that space. I've lived in California, Oregon, and Texas, and coming back here to Lemoore has been that just refreshing, small community, real tight-knit atmosphere. And so we want to continue to be that space for the city of Lemoore and the surrounding communities to come to the college and commune and invite us out into your spaces as well. So with that, I did bring the council members a gift on behalf of the college. And so I believe Marissa left those up there for you just as a little memento. But thank you for a little bit of time. and I will answer any questions if anybody has any.
Any questions or comments from council?
I do have a comment there, if you don't mind. So I work with Dr. Grant, under the CT. I teach the comp series in, Lemoore College, and at least a couple of students of mine, did want to connect, to get that experience. And, I know Marissa helped me out with that. And, it's pretty diverse. Like one of them, her name is Lily. She works for, Panda Express in Hanford. And I have another person, Victor, and he's currently active duty in the Navy. So I urge the community to consider connecting with Lemoore College, giving these students the opportunities to learn. Just give them a chance. Yeah, so I think that's a great opportunity.
Thank you.
Just one question. Do you do anything with the school districts in the area?
So that actually was running through my head relative to the internships. We've recently established some apprenticeship programs with the neighboring town's school district, and looking forward to any other opportunities with the Lemoore Union High School District specifically. We are expanding dual enrollment opportunities as well. That's kind of been a focus for us over the last couple of years. And the next natural step for that is a pre-apprenticeship internship space, and then into apprenticeships with businesses.
The reason I ask is that I had a conversation with the elementary school principal here recently, and her concern was the deficiencies because of COVID, okay, in families, and if there were ways to supplement what those teachers could do or the aides could do. And I thought it might be interesting, an internship for an aide or something, just to give them an opening to the career fields in education as well. So
I've started some conversations with Central. I was a kindergarten teacher at the Central School District for a very long time. So I do have some connections there. So I've started some conversations with Central. I've reached out to Lemoore Elementary. I haven't been able to connect, but we're in the early stages of a lot of that. So as we're showing face and having people really understand what we're looking for and what we have available, we really look forward to expanding those opportunities. But yes, that is definitely something on my radar. And we're in really tight times, right? So if we can get some extra help and training and job shadowing while we're going through tough times economically for different businesses, this is a good way to leverage some of those students and get them the experiences they need as well. So yes,
Great.
hoping to expand on that.
Any other questions or comments from council? Any questions or comments from the public? Okay, seeing none. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Now we'll go ahead and go to public comment. Public comment will be in accordance with the attached policy. This time is reserved for members of the audience to address the city council on items of interest that are not on the agenda and are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the council. It is recommended that speakers limit their comments to 3 minutes each, and it is requested that no comments be made during this period on items on the agenda. The council is prohibited by law from taking any action on matters discussed that are not on the agenda. Prior to addressing the council, any handouts for council will be provided to the city clerk for distribution to the council and appropriate staff. The public will have an opportunity to comment on items on the agenda once the item has been called and the mayor opens the item to the public. Is there any public comment at this time? Seeing none? Oh, just kidding.
Good evening, council. Thank you for having us. We just wanted to introduce ourselves, so you know who we are. My name is Neiva Mesqua. I'm a principal project manager at QK, and I just wanted you to put a face to the name, and so you know who you're working with, who your staff is working with. My background, a little bit of myself. I come from a local government. I worked for a city for 17 years for Public Works. I became the director for Public Works, the planning department, and the building department. So my experience is very diverse on the 3 departments, and I hope to bring that into the city of Lemoore. I recently started joining the city of Lemoore's team, and I hope to continue building that relationship.
And I'm Jeff Coart with Quadnoff, and there's like a couple of people I haven't met personally yet on the council. And I'm your current city engineer, and appreciate working with your staff and some Esteban is public works director, the new one's coming on, and Marissa. And just want to thank you for the opportunity. And we have a couple items on the agenda tonight, so if you have any questions of us, we're available to answer those. Well, Brett, who's in the back. Thank you for.
Good.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and move on to department and city manager reports.
Thank you. So I do have a few things that I just wanted to share. One is previously there was an item that came to city council regarding some state funds that were provided to the city on behalf of the Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department. And those funds, the balance of those funds, were going to be transferred to them to complete their live fire training facility. And it was asked where that was going to be located. And we said the tentative site was going to be next to the Public Works Yard at the 7-Eleven West Cinnamon. And I just wanted to share with you that we confirmed that that will be the site. And so there will be a planned ribbon cutting, a planned groundbreaking soon. And so we'll let you know when that's scheduled. And also a few meetings ago, we approved an item on the agenda to notify our health insurance provider that we were going to cancel the JPA, our membership in the JPA effective December 31st. So we have our new health insurance broker on board, and the rates that we received are significantly lower than had we remained in the PACE program. So I just wanted to update you on that. And then just for the public's knowledge, if you're wondering why QK introduced themselves, they have been the city's engineer and planner via contract for years, but we did RFQs to make sure that we were getting the best service possible and the best prices possible for the community. And so we went through an RFQ process, and they have been recommended to stay as the city planner and the city engineer. So that's why they are here tonight. Their contracts are on the consent calendar, and that's all I have. And I believe the chief has something.
I have a question. A question about the fire facility. What's the total cost of that, the training facility?
I don't remember the balance. I can see Jocelyn there. Do you remember the balance of that fund? So that it's not costing the city anything. It was, we received a state funding allocation for it. And whatever that balance is, the council authorized the transfer to the Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department several meetings ago for them to complete the project. But I don't remember what that balance was now.
The balance of about 340,000 that you're asking for project costs.
Yes.
It's close to what the balance was.
So another 300,000?
No,
No.
what we transferred to them is fully funding the project. So
Okay.
it's not costing us anything.
That was the leftover grant money.
Gotcha. Good. Thank you.
Your applause kind of faded. Apologize for that.
Sorry about that. Give me a round of
Good evening, Mayor and council members. A couple of things to report out on. Our National Night Out was very well attended. I want to thank all that volunteered and helped us out during the event, cook hot dogs, wrap hot dogs. We gave away 700 hot dogs, so that's good. We've been working on setting the dates for our Reason for the Season event and Presence on Patrol. So our first shopping date will be December 6th at 6 a.m. at Walmart. And the second shopping date will be December 13th. Reason for the Season will be held on December 19th, and Presence on Patrol will be on the 22nd. The last thing I have to put out is this past weekend, as part of our DUI grant that we received, we ran a DUI saturation patrol on Saturday night, and that resulted in 7 DUI arrests. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, we have the consent calendar. Items considered routine in nature are placed on the consent calendar. They will be considered and voted upon in one vote as one item unless a council member or member of the public requests individual consideration. 4-1, approval minutes, regular meeting, October 21st, 2025. 4-2, approval engineering task order budget amendment. Creation of bike lane and striping project number 25009 and bid award for Cedar Lane Bike Path. 4-3, approval bid award fire station roof restoration. 4-4, information only, investment report for the quarter ended September 30th, 2025. 4-5, approval purchase of 3 refuse sweeper vehicles. 4-6, approval SB1 2025 road maintenance task order. 4-8, approval agreements for professional planning services consultant and on-call consultant. 4-9, approval agreement for professional engineering services. Would anyone from council like to pull any of those items? Which one?
I'd like to pull 4-4. And I don't necessarily want to pull 4.2, but I sure would like to make a comment about. Do we have to have bike lanes on all of our streets?
Do you want to have a discussion on that?
Well, I don't know if anybody can answer that question, but you know, we have some streets that there's no lighting on, there's no sidewalk on. And we've had people who dress in black and drive along on these streets and scares the hell out of me. And it's like an accident waiting to happen.
I can say that on Cedar Lane, the reason for the bike lane is to slow down traffic.
Oh, it slows down already.
They're hoping to slow the traffic more. But the cost of paint on the road is a lot less than curb gutter and lights. So I think this is coming from a whole different budget area.
Well, I just guess the ordinance for the bikes is something we need to take a look at, I think. So
Maybe we should pull this item.
no, I wouldn't. I mean, I don't mind. I'm just expressing a concern about if just because the state says we have to have bike lanes, do we have to have them on all the streets? All I'm saying. They don't live here. And how about Cedar Lane? There's one here on Cedar Lane, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cedar Lane doesn't have any lights. From 19th to Silverado. There's no lights there. It's a wide street, but you know. So I'm just saying.
Thank you. You sure you don't want to pull it?
No,
Okay.
And if it's okay with council, I would just like to make a comment before you vote on the consent calendar regarding item 4-5.
Okay.
I was actually going to pull that item. 4-5.
Would anyone from do you want to go ahead and pull it or?
Yeah, 4-5, yeah.
Is there anyone from the public that would like to pull any consent calendar items? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve 4-1, 2, 3, 6, 8, and 9.
So moved, Mayor, on all.
second.
Motion by Councilmember Brewster and a second by Councilmember Gornick. Councilmember Brewster,
Yes.
Councilmember Gornick,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyons,
Yes.
Councilmember Cruz,
Yes.
and I vote yes as well. Passes 5 in favor. 4-4.
Good evening. So our investment report for the quarter ending in September 30th, our total investment book value was $81 million. We had several investments that matured over that time frame, and those were subsequently reinvested. Our weighted yield to maturity during this period was still a strong number at 4.33%. Our investments are still moving along as expected. Just looking over the same time last year, in September of 24, we had just over 76 million in assets. So we are growing substantially and healthily across the board.
Good.
Did you have any specific questions? Or?
Well, I would like you to take the time to address the public as to how this fund exists and why we do this. And I like to see it every quarter because it's good news. And we weren't doing this for a long time. And
Right. In the investment report is put on the council agenda every quarter. It is just listed as an information only item though.
right.
But the fund doesn't exist by itself. The funds grow and are apportionate, or applied proportionately across all funds, respective to their balances, to
Right.
their equal share.
So in other words, like our waste management fund, we have a reserve there, okay, from the fees that we have. Well, in past years, it would just sit in the bank. And so we've collected all those, and our city manager has done a great job of pulling those together. And now we accrue interest. That interest goes back to those funds, but it's a way to sustain them and to help keep our rates low. And it's a good news story. That's why I like it. So
Thank you.
thank you.
Any questions or comments on this item from council? Any questions or comments from the public on this item? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
I have a motion by Councilmember Gornick,
Second.
second by Councilmember Brewster. Councilmember Gornick,
All right.
Councilmember Brewster,
Yes.
Councilmember Cruz,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyons,
Aye.
and I vote aye as well. Passes 5 in favor. 4-5.
I'll let you go ahead since you were going to talk and maybe it answers my question or triggers more thoughts.
So this item here is to purchase additional refuse trucks and a street sweeper. And I don't know if the public is fully aware of why we're doing this. And so I just wanted to take an opportunity to explain what's happening. So in the state of California, oftentimes there's state mandates that are not funded, that are passed on to cities that we have to comply with, and we have to figure out how to fund them. And this is one of them. And so I think it's January 1st of 2027. When we start replacing refuse trucks, we have to purchase electric vehicle trucks, which are very expensive, a lot more expensive than a regular refuse truck. And it requires a lot of infrastructure that's very expensive. And this, when this was first developed, it applied to all trash haulers. And then a group that has more money than us apparently lobbied and got private trash haulers excluded. So this really just is negatively impacting cities that are trying to keep refuse services in-house. And so with the goal of keeping refuse in-house and also trying to keep rates as low as possible for citizens, we're purchasing vehicles before we truly need them so that we can take possession of them no later than December 31st of 2026, so that we can extend the life of the fleet that we have to not have to purchase electric vehicles, refuse trucks until we really, really have to. Because once we have to do that, it's probably going to have a very significant impact to refuse rates for the community members. And so at an upcoming city council meeting, there will be a public hearing where we're stating that we feel that we can sustain the refuse rates for a few more years as they are. We don't need a rate increase. And in order to do that, we have to purchase these vehicles now. And so I just wanted to point that out, that we're trying to be very proactive to keep the refuse rates down, keep refuse in-house, which is what the community wants. And just make you aware that when you see the refuse trucks that are electric in the future, it's not because we wanted them, it's because we were forced to buy them.
You might want to just also where the funds are coming from for that.
So the funds are coming from the fund balance of the refuse fund. So it's not coming from the city's general fund. We're not raising rates to fund them. We have the funds available in the balance to buy them now. So there's no negative impact to anybody.
And just for reference, because this conversation has been going on for a long time, roughly CNG trash truck is a $400-something thousand. An EV refuse vehicle will be about 1.2 million. So that's the money that we're looking at saving. So
And it takes,
and they're smaller.
yeah, it takes 2 EV trucks to do the amount of one trash truck we have now, right?
I would say that's being generous, but yeah, I would say it's probably 2.5 to 3,
So,
but
yeah.
I'm not the experts, but
But the reason I think this is a smart move is because I think we can outlast the EV mandate for heavy equipment. I can't see electric tractors. I can't. The bus company in Canada is out of business now. They're not even making the buses anymore. So I think this is a smart move. Stay with this. Keep our guys working and our rates low. We have the money. Better.
any other questions or comments from council? Any questions or comments from the public?
Tommy, just one question. Do we have to actually take position or can they be on order?
We have to actually take possession.
Any other public comment? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to council. Entertain a motion.
So move, Mayor.
I have a motion by Councilmember Brewster, second by Councilmember Lyons. Councilmember Brewster?
Yes.
Councilmember Lyons?
Aye.
Councilmember Cruz?
Yes.
Councilmember Gornick?
Yes.
And mine is an emphatic yes. Passes 5 in favor. That didn't get applause. Just kidding. We have no public hearing. New business, we have item 6-1, report and recommendation. Potential projects for city-owned property located at 311 East Street. Ms. Traver.
Thank you. So this item may be fairly short. I just need general direction. So the city made an offer and that offer was accepted at 311 East Street. So we are the legal owners of that property now. For those of you trying to figure out where that is, it is Manuel Lewis's old auto shop on the corner of East Street and Heinlein. And so the city needs to come up with a plan of what we're going to do with that property so that it is funded correctly. So we did purchase the property. We have paid for the property, but we need to pay the fund back that paid for it, depending on what we're using it for. And so my recommendation, because we have plans to make improvements on East Street from Heinlein to Follett, that we heard about a few city council meetings ago. And we're really trying to make improvements to that whole area and the downtown area, but the skate park has had some improvements. That parking lot has been redone. There's string lights hanging there now that look really nice. We have a restaurant that's coming into the snack bar. Rotary went and did a really good job cleaning it all up there. And so what I would like to do with 311 East Street is some additional recreation amenities, whether it be pickleball or a futsal court. A lot of people don't know what futsal is. It is soccer that's played on cement with a smaller goal. And if you drove by the skate park on your way here tonight, you saw that they were playing it there. They don't have a place for it, so they tend to take over the tennis courts at Heritage Park or the skate park to play futsal because there's not a futsal court here. So we don't need to know exactly what type of rec amenities we would have. At National Night Out, we took a survey of what the community would like to see as additional rec amenities in the city, so we can look at that in addition to what would fit on that property. I just need to know that, yes, you guys are okay with doing something rec related so we can bring back a plan, or if you had other ideas of what you'd like to do on that property.
I like the Parks and Rec.
Anyone else?
Mayor, I do have a consideration. We do have quite a few things for the rec, and we're planning to do this reimagine for East Street. And I think that's gonna be the heart of where it starts. And I think we should consider something that springboards small businesses, maybe like a food hall or something similar.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? No. I'll give my 2 cents. I like the idea of putting something recreational there. I do like your idea of a food hall or something like that. I don't know if I necessarily think that's the best space for it personally. But I think there might be other places for that personally. That's my opinion. But I do support something recreational. So
So just confirming on East Street between Heinlein and Follett. I'm looking at my map here on my phone. That's the proposed area for the first portion of our East Street project, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then we have vacant lots at the corner, to the west of Sky and to the east of Sky, correct?
So the east of Sky and west of Sky are,
Have a map.
they have plans already for them. So one of them has a potential buyer. The other one is of interest by a already existing business. I don't know if they want it to be public, but they're looking at doing a public parking lot that would have electric vehicle charging stations. And so those two areas will be developed already. Then you have the, I guess that would be the southeast corner of Heinlein and East Street that is also a vacant lot that's not for sale. And our vacant lot is right across the street.
And our lot is that, it's that L shape right there, correct? It's the whole thing?
Correct.
Okay.
Where the red dot is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's a lot of surface there. You can put a lot of things.
I also will say I am a big fan of food halls.
Are you guys saying food halls?
Like an indoor food
Yeah.
court.
Oh, okay.
But in a perfect world, we would have Valley Pure relocate as they were only intended to be there temporarily. And we would utilize that space for an indoor food hall.
I said my part. You gotta talk, Stewie.
I think two of us have said recreation.
I just need one more person to say that.
Yeah, yeah, recreation just,
That's three.
Are you gonna bring some different ideas about recreation?
Well, that's still up for discussion. We just needed to give her a direction on which way we wanted to go.
And so my understanding is if you don't use it for recreation, you have to pay something back.
So yeah, so if we do something like we were gonna build a food hall, we would of course seek grants, but we'd likely have to pay for it from the general fund. If we're gonna do rec amenities, we have some development impact fees that we can use to do the project.
You guys were always talking about a pump course or something like that too.
So I would still really like to do a pump track. That property is not big enough for it.
not?
No.
I mean, I'm sure there's small courses too.
A toddler course.
Okay. Good. I'm open for it then. Let's see what happens.
All right. Well, we got three.
Thank you. Did you want to see if anyone from the public had any ideas?
Yeah, let's do that. Any questions or comments from the public? Go ahead. If you could come up front, yeah. If you can state your name and address for the record.
My name is David Lambert. My address is 115 G Street.
Thank you.
I do have a problem with looking at making that recreational. Only problem is that's all business right there. Now you're starting to expand out, taking parking away from businesses. There's not enough parking to extend it out. If you go out there and like NJB, that basketball practice, stuff like it, parking's outrageous. Now you're gonna make it even worse. And then you're also mandating that into a business area. And I don't think that's appropriate for where it's at. Should be, if you're gonna do pickleball courts, you go like the Fresno with the small pickleball courts, they're big. That's not a big lot. So I think that's probably too small a space for it.
Thank you. Name and address, please.
Yes, good evening. My name is Jesus Garcia. I live in 984 East D Street. One of the things that we have had for a long time, being a business owner for the last 25 years in our city of Lemoore, what is one of the number of things that we always had problems with? Parking.
So you're suggesting a recreational parking structure?
Recreational
Like 5
parking.
stories.
I would say don't discard parking completely because that's one of me, especially, most of you guys know where my business is located. And the number one issue that we had for a very, very long time has always been parking at downtown. That may not be the best place, we try to get our youth to have something where they can, have fun and play. But please don't discard parking completely out of your. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you could do one of those recreational parking structures. It's like the kiosk. You park your car in it and it goes up and it's in an elevator and it'll be a fun little show.
So if you look at the lot, in between, trying to look at what those buildings are. On one of the sides of Sky Lounge, there's going to be a public parking lot with electric vehicle chargers.
Oh, in between RJ's.
It's either where it says 231 or 215, one of those two lots.
Yeah, she said it's
215.
215, the bigger one, yeah.
So that's gonna be a parking lot?
Mm-hmm.
EV charger with EV
Access from the alleyway?
Yes.
Access from the alleyway, yes, because the street would be closed to vehicle traffic.
No,
No.
one to the east. In between RJ's.
Where the cars are currently.
So thank you. All I needed was a general consensus. We'll put some concepts together and bring them back at a future meeting.
So just for the record, this isn't completely decided yet. It's just a direction given. So. Thank you. So we'll go ahead and move on to city council reports and requests. Councilmember Brewster.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm sorry for missing last meeting. One of the teams I was assigned to was sent up to go search for Mr. Ron Daly up above Shaver. He was found a couple days ago by some hunters. That's pretty remarkable. He made it 2 weeks up there. I'm not gonna comment on the story or anything, but that was a cool experience. I've also been to SAC a couple times in the last 3 weeks for training. Ball's wrapped up with Lemoore Little League. Today I was in Napa, the California State Sheriff's Association training. I got appointed to be the chairman of the funding chair for the Boating and Waterway Safety Committee. I have no idea what my job is, but we're rocking and rolling. I did watch the meeting online and appreciate the shout out, Christina, for winning first responder. I have to be honest though, we were the only first responder team there.
Nobody would have known.
Nobody would have known, but I don't care. Whatever.
I purposely did not include that.
I know, and you're a sweetheart, and I appreciate it, but I'm going to be honest. It's all right. Now, with that being said, you are the president of that, and that was a very good, very well ran, no drama, nothing. I do have a question. Can we bring one to Lemoore?
Certainly on the table.
Because I may or may not have been recruiting already, but I have like 7 teams that are willing to bring it. So I think that would be a good event. I don't know where we would do it, whether it be Veterans Park, downtown. But I think if we get it in the stages of having a competition in Lemoore, why not?
We could have it at that new rec parking center.
That's true too. That's true. With the EV charging, I could power my pellet grill. With that, Mayor, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Lyons.
Yeah, I would like to say thanks to Mr. Mead, Mr. Ron Mead, and all his people. I'd also like to thank Frank and Mr. Mead for teaching us about the beginnings of a beer run. That was That was probably one of the most interesting things I've ever heard Frank say. Never thought I'd hear Frank talk about a beer run. That's something, I like it. The Commission on Aging is doing well. Thank you to our police, our fire, all of our city staff. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Councilmember Cruz.
Mayor, as always, I would like to thank our city staff. Thank you for making sure that our city runs efficiently and effectively, and always looking for ways to modernize it. Also, I'd be remiss if I did not mention the safety department for PD and fire for keeping us safe as always. Thank you.
Councilmember Gornick.
Yeah, I had to miss a couple of meetings. Sorry about that, but I didn't think it was such a long time. But then I thought about Councilmember Lyons is on the Aging Commission, and I looked at his face when I came in. And I said, "Has it been that long?" Looks pretty good, Mr. Lyons. I'm just want to compliment our city manager and staff. I think it's I know sometimes you do this work and you think, oh gosh, it's just another report or whatever, but each report shows the kind of progress we're making towards our goals to make our city better all the time. So appreciate that, all the hard work that our mayor does too. She goes all over the state, all over the counties, brings all kinds of goodies back. And
Yeah, I actually just got in trouble for the number of
you
miles
have
on my
to share
car.
that joke with us, so.
Oh, later. Or
That's it. I'm done.
you're done. Was there a mosquito abatement? Okay, no. If I could, I know, I apologize for me taking this liberty, but I know that Alex probably had some things to say during public comment, but he did get a call that he had to go on. So if you would like to give your spiel, because I'll mess it up. So I was gonna speak on some of it, but I know that you were gonna.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. That's a courtesy that you did not have to extend, so I greatly appreciate it. And good evening, council and members of our community. Alex C. Walker speaking on behalf of the Rotary Club of Lemoore. I just wanted to do one last final push because our crab feed is this Saturday, November 8th. You've heard me talking about it for months. I have some tickets still. I know I didn't text you, I'm sorry, but you weren't at city council and that's why I forgot. But regardless, I have some tickets left and I would love to sell them to you because that's how we truly make a difference in our community. I did a lot of research recently, talking to some notable historians in our community, such as Bill Black and others, and I learned some Rotary history that I didn't even know, that we were instrumental in the Arbor, which you guys saw on the map earlier during that item. So everywhere you look, Rotary has a footprint, whether it's the rec center, the skate park, the Arbor, like throughout our community with the clean streets. We make an impact everywhere, and also not just everywhere in all of our schools. We donate dictionaries every single year. When I was third grade and over 5 foot, believe it or not, I got one of those dictionaries myself, and it really made an impact on me and was instrumental in why I wanted to join the Rotary Club of Lemoore to help give back. We donate books to local schools, libraries, and other locations to promote literacy, because literacy for Lemoore is an important part of our mission, as well as Water for the World. If you go on our website, you can learn so much of the countless projects that we do. And I know I'm biased, but there truly is no better way to show that you care about Lemoore, that you're invested in our community. We've been invested in our community for over 67 years. That's roughly a little more than half the time that Rotary has existed as an international organization. We make an impact, and I truly hope that the community hears our passion, sees the impact that we do, whether you're driving down the streets or maybe your kid comes home from school one day. It's like, oh, look at this cool book I got and has a Rotary sticker in it. This is how you can help us support our mission. And one of the things that makes me cry every time I think about it is our bed program that we do with Sleep in Heavenly Peace. Our wonderful mayor has participated in that program as well. And this is how we build beds for children in our community, in our backyards, around our neighborhood, who are sleeping on the floor, and they get to design that, they get to pick that beds, blankets, their pillows, whether it's Princesses, SpongeBob's, or more. They get to make that bed their own, and that's how they have academic success and are invested in our community, not as future taxpayers and citizens, but as future leaders, and that's what we love to promote. I know I took a little bit more time than I normally do, and thank you, Madam Mayor, again for that courtesy, but it's because Rotary Club of Lemoore is truly an organization that's going to be here for 67 more years and beyond. And we just truly hope that everybody in our community comes out to the craft feed this Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And to be fair to the public, if there's anybody that did not speak during public comment earlier that would like the opportunity now, I'll go ahead and open that.
When was that crab feed again?
This weekend, this Saturday. Did you get your tickets?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, seeing none, I'll go ahead and give my report real quick. KCAO, the only thing to report out of there is that currently there's no extra food distributions planned due to the shutdown. If that changes, I'll be sure to report back. But just so Lemoore residents know, you can go to Lemoore Christian Aid Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 12:45 p.m. You can go once a month to there to pick up food. And then also they will have the one at Lemoore College, which will be November 7th. And that is between the hours of 8:45 and 10 a.m. And that one is a drive-through. They also have their Monte Carlo fundraiser November 7th at 6 p.m. I heard that Stuart's going to be attending, or yeah, so that's awesome. Thank you. That the money for that fundraiser is going to go towards the food bank in Hanford. See the next, let's see. There's a lot of things that I don't have to report, so that's good. KWRA, the meeting got pushed back to this week, so it will actually be this Thursday at 1:30 p.m. And then the Board of Supervisors, today they talked about Project Greenlight. That's in effect for the month of November. So if you see green porch lights or things lit up green, that is that's to support our veterans during this Veterans Day month. I attended the Tractor Supply Hometown Heroes event. By the time I got there, everybody was leaving. I think they were getting calls, and fire had left already, and PD had left right after they got their check. I turned around and I was like, where'd they go? But refuse was out there showing up. And then Kings, yeah, here we go. Kings County Fire showed up a while later, and then I do know that the fire department did show back up after they were finished with their calls. So thank you all for showing up and being out there in the community. I also attended the Lemoore Community Mixer at Ceremony Museum. That was very well attended, a very nice event. Very pleasant atmosphere. The music was great, food was great, community was great. If you get a chance, make sure that you catch the next one. I also attended Candy Crawl, which was I think it was a great event, well attended, as per usual for that event. Attended the Kings County Lemoore Library groundbreaking. If you haven't heard, the library is closed now. They will be doing a year-long renovation, hopefully year-long renovation. Hopefully it doesn't take longer. And then it will reopen. There's renditions online at the county social media if you want to go on there and see what it looks like. What it's going to look like. It's very modern and clean looking. I also attended the Kings County groundbreaking for the Comcast Last Mile. That was in the Island District. I know Supervisor Verboon was like, what are you doing here? This is not in the city limits. And I said, I'm here to support you. So then he was okay with it. But Lemoore Night Out was a very good event. Thank you guys for putting that on every year and doing it when the weather is a little bit cooler. I did see in the video that you were wrapping hot dogs. Was that just for the video, or did you wrap hot dogs? Oh, okay. Okay. I wasn't sure.
He's had a lot of training at Little League, so it's
so you were hiding your hot dog wrapping skills all these years, and now they know. Got it.
He's also social media famous.
Yes, that too. If you haven't seen the chief on social media, definitely check out City of Lemoore Facebook page. Sure. I think that's all we needed. Consider it done. I also did attend QK's Blocktoberfest. It's a a kind of block party that they do every year for the last few years. I think 3 that I've been to, but I think you might have done this 4th, 5th. Really nice event just for the community and not community, for your clients and people that you work with. So thank you for doing that. Chief didn't talk about the Battle of the Badges, or did I miss it? You did not. You don't need to talk about it. I wonder why. Always a fun event. I have to give props to PD. They had less people and they kicked some butt from the fire department, even though the fire department may not have cheated a couple times, but who's counting, right? But yeah, great job, guys. Lots of fun. Love the camaraderie. And you guys were killing it out there. I was sweating watching you guys, but just a nice little fun event that you guys do. And thanks for opening it up to everyone to come out and check out. What else do I have? Upcoming, I'll be doing a fireside chat session at a Hope cohort on city governance. That's this Saturday. I will be attending the Rotary Crab Feed. And just to mention, I think the veterans left, but the Veterans Day Parade is going forth for November 11th. It will be at 6 p.m. downtown, and that will be rain or shine. So if it's sprinkling or whatever, show up and help support. And I just want to make a clarification. Last meeting, I was giving kudos for the landscaping and I said the wrong. So if anybody drove down Fox Street and looked at the west side and said, what is she talking about? That does not look good. Yeah, sorry. It was actually the east side. So go drive down Fox again and look at the east side and then you'll see what I was talking about. I apologize. I am directionally challenged. So with that, we'll go ahead and go into closed session. That's why I wanted to correct it on the record, just in case anybody's like, she's crazy. Item 1, Government Code Section 54956.9 D1, conference with legal counsel, litigation update. So with that, we'll go ahead and adjourn into closed session. Thank you all.